Hey everyone, it's Elizabeth, and welcome to my very biased and opinionated guide to the various visas that will allow you to live and work in New Zealand if you're coming from the United States. So I'm not even going to go into all the reasons why you might want to do this, but suffice to say there are many, and I would love to have you come join me. So here are a few of the ways that I have discovered to legitimately move to New Zealand and actually work here, because those two are different. The first option is probably the most straightforward, but also the riskiest in terms of what will actually pan out, but that is that you can come to New Zealand on your 3-month visa as a visitor. You don't even have to apply for this. You can come to New Zealand at any time on your US passport without actually applying for a visa. But there is an option to get a longer one, and that's for up to 9 months, I think. And if you apply for this visa before you actually come to New Zealand, there's no fee. But if you're already in the country, I think you pay a few $100. So check out the extended visitor visa if that's something that sounds interesting to you and you're the kind of person that wants to just show up and see whether you like it, suss out your options in terms of finding a job and hopefully an employer that will sponsor you to be here. I think my favorite option is for people who are under 30. So of course that option was not available to me or Scott, but it might be available to you. If you're between the ages of 18 and 30, there is a working holiday visa. So that allows you to live and work in New Zealand for up to a year. So again, if you wanted to be here for longer, you have much longer on that particular visa to figure out a way to be here once that visa expires. But a really great opportunity to be here, work here, live here for up to a year, but only if you are 30 or under. Another option is to come here as a student, because student visas do give you the option to work and to be here for as long as you are a student. Of course, if you're just using the student thing as an excuse to get here and be here, be careful. We definitely saw evidence of people who had their entire visa process shut down because Immigration New Zealand, that's INZ, I'll call them INZ from now on, Immigration New Zealand had deemed them not legitimate students because they were clearly trying to be here and had applied for other visas in the past. So be careful. If you really do want to be a student, great option for you. If you're just trying to be here some other way, maybe don't do it. So the option that everyone loves to joke about is to marry a Kiwi or marry someone who already has a visa that allows them to stay and work in New Zealand indefinitely and hope for a working visa that's based upon your relationship to them as their partner. So it's not as easy as it might sound. Unfortunately, they've made it very hard for you to just marry someone and have that be your ticket in. It turns out that you need to have a lot more proof that you are in what they call a stable and significant relationship. Unfortunately, they're also not very clear about what it actually takes to qualify for that in their eyes. It seems like what's a lot more important than actually having a marriage document is the length of time that you've been living together, and you have to prove that with something like a rental agreement or a lease that has both of your names on it, or utilities bills that have your names on them that show that you're both living there, and showing that you have intertwined finances. So as soon as we realized this was going to be an issue, we opened a joint bank account. This is back in August, but who knows if that's going to be long enough for us to qualify as being a stable and significant partnership in the eyes of INZ. Of course, for our partner-based visa, we also had to submit all kinds of other evidence of our partnership, so everything from email and text communications from way, way back, but also we gave them screenshots of social media showing that we'd been together, photographs from trips that we'd taken, all kinds of stuff that really seems like an invasion of your privacy, but of course we're really hoping that that visa comes through, so we gave them as much as we could possibly think of. I hope we qualify. But that's not as straightforward as it might sound. You can't just marry someone and boom, get in. I hope you married them a year ago if that was your plan. So another option that you have is to look at the list of accredited employers. So these are employers that have done something, I don't know what, that means that they can more easily hire foreigners. Whereas I think for most companies, it's harder for them to hire people from out of the country because they have to prove that they've advertised that job and considered New Zealand citizens as candidates for that job before they can offer it to somebody from a different country. So this list of accredited employers, you can find it through the INZ website or just Google list of accredited employers in New Zealand. And then you can see if there's any jobs that you qualify for. There's also a list of in-demand skills. So apparently there are several skills that aren't available amongst the New Zealand population. And so if you are lucky enough to have one of those skills, and they're not necessarily things that are totally obscure. Someone was telling me that they recently looked at that list and it included chefs. So this list is changing all the time. Maybe you've got a skill that is in demand here. Maybe that would make it easier for you to come here and get a visa to work here. I don't know, check it out. And then there's the route that I took, which was that I applied for and had been working for a job in the United States, but for a company that is based in New Zealand. So if you are already working for a Kiwi company in US, ask for a transfer the way that I did. So I work for Xero, it's Xero, cloud accounting software company. I absolutely love it, definitely recommend it. If you look at Xero's careers website, they are hiring all sorts of positions in New Zealand. So there's offices in Auckland and Wellington, and also a brand new one in Hawke's Bay if you want to be living in wine country. So check out those job openings. If you want to apply for any of them, let me know and I will send you the special internal referral link. And if you get the job, maybe I'll even split the referral bonus with you. So that's my quick summary of the different ways that I have discovered for moving to and working in New Zealand. So I hope some of those work out. If there's other questions that you have about this whole process, let me know in the comments and I'll do my best. I mean, obviously I am not a formal immigration advisor. I'm definitely not qualified to provide any kind of professional advice. So, you take your own risk. Check out the INZ website and any other questions about life in New Zealand, I'll consider that for the next video. Thanks.